The leadership required for the members of the armed forces before elections cannot be overemphasized. It takes courage, foresight, and tenacity to direct military personnel under command to stay the course of the maintenance of peace during elections. It also takes craft and love for country to maintain peace post-elections.
Forget about the military, forget about that. But some of us also feel, the military is the end and beginning of any civilized democracy.
Pretty much one of the agenda items to emphasize on was this very important subject of soldiers to stay away from politics. It was made vehemently clear. Politics and this fine job we call the military cannot work closely. It's either you serve exclusively in the military to serve your country with loyalty, dedication to duties, high sense of responsibility, diligence, with good morals and behaviors and discipline, and of course integrity. And that is what this fine profession calls for. If you want to mix politics and the defined roles and functions of the military, it is a no-go area for serving members of the armed forces. Vehemently, it was shared with every serving members of the armed forces. We owe it to this country to make sure this country remains peaceful at any given time. Remember, the peace and tranquility of this country is our collective responsibilities. Serving members of the military and non-serving members of the military, and that includes our brothers and sisters also uniform. If I may put it into contextual terms, peace and security should be the preoccupation of every well-meaning Gambians.
To nurture democracy, many stakeholders, including internal and external actors, act in a concerted effort to ensure its survival. This is more so clearly visible during electioneering periods. For the armed forces, the stakes are always high, for the maintenance of peace and security becomes second to none. For God and country, the highly disciplined personnel in camouflage ready themselves for the ultimate sacrifice to protect life and property while maintaining the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Mother Gambia. This include day and night satellite deterrence and confidence-building patrols during and after election to reassure the general public of a safe and peaceful Gambia. For the year 2021 presidential election, the Gambia Armed Forces, in addition to the direct operational support offered to security forces of the Interior Ministry, launched Operation Dalal in support of democracy and to ensure a peaceful atmosphere after voting takes place.
The Gambia Armed Forces launched Operation Dalal in support of the election process. We know security is very key. That is during, that is before the election, during the election, and after the election. And the essence of us going out as part of the patrol is to ensure that we give enough confidence to the civilians to know that the Gambia Armed Forces is still alive and operational, and also to support them in case they have any doubt. And also to show the general public that the money that they have been spending on the armed forces is not wasted. They have come out to show that these are their own sons and daughters who are out, and these are the equipment that they have bought for them to be able to use. So it is a good motivation for them to see their own sweat being used for the purpose it's meant for. And the Armed Forces High Command also have done their part in providing the necessary logistics that really help the men are very motivated with the way and manner in which they are conducting their activities. As you know, this is the democratic process of the armed forces to be able to, of course, obedient and subservient to the civil authority. So whoever wins and declared by the Independent Electoral Commission automatically becomes our president and commander-in-chief.
Professionalism displayed by the armed and security forces of this country is a beacon of hope. This is a clear manifestation of the security sector reform. We must thank the Gambia Police Force for their job in the nomination and the campaign period to the election period. As it is known that the Gambia Police Force, like any other police force, are responsible for providing election security. In the same vein, the Gambia Armed Forces, added to their mandate, which is to protect or defend the territorial integrity of this country, is mandated by law to carry out some night police duties through the Republican National Guards. It is in this regard that the Chief of Defense Staff came up with a concept to support the police force, that is the Ministry of Interior, in maintaining law and order throughout the election period.
I wish you the best of luck. Remember, Gambia is all that we have. Do it with diligence, do it with a sense of responsibility. And it must be guided for what is accepted in line with the laws of this great country. That's the challenge I want to give to each and every one of you. You've done it in the past. You've excelled during Operation Restore Sanity. You were able to win the hearts and minds of every Gambian by the way you comported yourself, the way you discharged your responsibility, and the way you interact with people after uniform. We implore you to do the same once again, so that we can continue to make this country a beacon of hope, an epitome of excellence, not only within the sub-region, but even beyond. I have no doubt you can do it.
Gambia Day. I am Corporal